Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we don't.
I'm Tyler,
And I'm Molly.
and this time, today, we're going to be talking about the so far two live-action Suicide Squad movies that we've gotten.
Mm-hmm. The first one and the second one.
Yes. I say live-action because we're not going to be going into the animated one connected to the Arkham universe, sorta, or the other one connected to one DC animated universe.
Yeah. Plus, I haven't seen those, so
Nah.
yeah, can't really talk about them then.
So, the first Suicide Squad movie was released in 2016, directed by David Ayer. This is the not so well received one, and watching it again, I can see why.
Yeah. On the rewatch, I could see why too. I just wasn't interested in the story. It dragged in a lot of places. And yeah, it just wasn't as entertaining as what it could be.
Now we actually know why that is.
Why?
Well, let's take you back to March 2016. About 8 years ago, Batman v Superman is released in theaters to negative critical reception. Critics didn't like the dark tone, and a lot of things about this movie. We'll go more into detail about that when we cover that, and as well as the other movies that Zack Snyder has made over his career later on this year.
Okay, yeah.
But point is, Warner Brothers and DC didn't like the reception that Batman v Superman got, so they took what they had with Suicide Squad and they ordered a lot of recuts, re-edits, reshoots. I know those first two are the same thing, but whatever. Rule of three. But they wanted to overhaul the movie pretty drastically so that it fit more with the tone of the trailer that for this movie that used Bohemian Rhapsody. So they get the guys who edited that trailer of the movie to make a new edit of the movie. That's from my understanding, that's kind of how it went.
That seems confusing.
Yeah. And then they released this to equally negative critical reception.
Yeah. Didn't really work out for them.
I mean, financially it worked out fine, I guess. Mm-hmm. And to fans, they thought this was okay. I have a bit of a soft spot for this movie. It's not a good one. Not really, but it's... Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Like we said, this movie was directed by David Ayer, who was hired to do this movie hot off his hit movie Fury, involving a World War II tank crew. Now, this isn't like Fury.
No, it's not, I assume.
This movie stars Will Smith as Deadshot, or Floyd Lawton. He's a Batman villain in the comics. He's an assassin who never misses until Batman makes him miss, and he makes it his life mission to kill the Bat.
Yeah.
Also in this movie was Margot Robbie in her first her first go around as Harley Quinn, and she's probably one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, probably. I'd agree with you with that.
It's also kind of funny to watch this after Margot Robbie has blown up quite a bit, because this is one of her first huge roles that she got a lot of attention for, and long term it worked out for her.
Yeah, definitely.
Viola Davis plays Amanda Waller, the founder of Task Force X, or the Suicide Squad, a group of criminals and supervillains who the government offers to take time off their sentence if they do work for them.
Yeah.
Jared Leto plays the Joker, and I think a lot of people's problems with this movie lies there. Okay, just going off of the behind the scenes stuff, from what was reported, he would mail used condoms and anal beads to his co-stars. he gave Margot Robbie a live rat, which is kind of funny foreshadowing for the sequel.
Yeah. I guess so.
He sent them a dead pig. He was being all sorts of weird, creepy, and cringe. Now, reportedly, some of that was actually exaggerated, but I don't care. Jared Leto was creepy.
Yeah, that seems weird. Even if it was exaggerated, it's still a little weird. But yeah, it's a pretty well-known take that he was not a good Joker.
I mean, he could have been a good Joker, though. For one, let's take away those. Well, most of those tattoos. Some of them are okay. Like some of the jester stuff on him and the smile on his hand. Some of that I can live with. Other things like the damage on his forehead and a lot of it was just too much. You know.
Yeah, a lot of tattoos. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Kind of a weird performance.
Yeah, and we would see a better Joker performance from Jared Leto in the one scene he got of Zack Snyder's Justice League. While he does act a little weird in that scene, it's still a much more restrained and more believable Joker performance. So we could have gotten something okay out of him, but we didn't. Oh well.
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Also in this movie is Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang. Kind of a smaller role, but actually this is one of my favorites from Jai Courtney. This is a role he was actually made for.
Yeah, pretty good. I have no idea what other movies he's been in, but yeah, sure.
Well, he was Kyle Reese in Terminator Genesis.
I don't think I've seen that.
Point is, Jai Courtney has he doesn't have a great reputation. He's not the best actor around, and he doesn't intend to be in very good movies.
Yeah.
But here, he's actually good in a bad movie, so we're halfway there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Jay Hernandez plays Diablo, a Mexican gangster who accidentally kills his family with his fire powers and later gets a Super Saiyan form.
Yeah, so he's very hesitant on using his fire powers during the beginning of the movie. But
later on, when Deadshot pushes him, he's able to do it to protect his family, his new family. Yeah, that's a little weird. They just met, and all of a sudden they're his family.
Yeah, their relationships are kind of forced. They don't really grow naturally, I think.
Not really. Although Diablo's story in this movie is actually kind of interesting, so I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I do like his backstory. It makes him a very sympathetic character.
Adewale Akinyoye Agbaje, I know I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Plays Killer Croc, the also another Batman villain who is a man who developed a skin condition, and now he's all scaly like a crocodile.
Yeah, pretty weird.
Yeah, a little weird. There wasn't much to his character or story, other than he doesn't like being treated like a monster, so he becomes a monster. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, the makeup on him was actually pretty well done. It was this alongside Harley and Enchantress that I think led the Academy to give the Oscar for Best Makeup to the Suicide Squad for that year.
Oh, I didn't know they got an Oscar.
Which that kind of pissed off a lot of people, but who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
It is actually good makeup, so it's not like they're giving them it for no reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cara Delevingne plays June Moon and the Enchantress. Yeah, I don't like this character. She's bland. She's boring. She has basically nothing interesting about her. Really, it's just one minute she's a methed out stripper trying to get herself free, and then another moment she's a weird CGI belly dancer trying to get the Suicide Squad to join her. It's not very engaging at all.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you. I was not really invested in that character at all.
Joel Kinnaman plays Rick Flag, the leader of the squad in the field, and honestly, he's not very interesting in this first movie either.
No, he gets better in the second one for sure.
Now, originally, Tom Hardy was actually in the role of Rick Flag.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he dropped out to do The Revenant, which worked out well for him because he ended up getting Oscar nominated for that movie. And, well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I do like Joel Kinnaman, but he doesn't do a whole lot. He's not a whole lot. He's not in a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
So, Suicide Squad, the third movie in the DC Extended Universe, and yeah, this universe in general had a hard time getting off the ground.
Yeah, I can see that.
Man of Steel and Batman v Superman didn't do them any favors, and Suicide Squad didn't really help either. It wasn't until Wonder Woman where a good amount of people were actually rooting for these movies. I mean, not me. I was there from the start.
Yeah. I don't know where I was.
It don't matter.
No.
Anyways, so a lot of the things wrong with this movie is, well, like we said, it's down to studio interference. And an extended cut did get released of this movie, like with Batman v Superman. I think there was an extra 15 minutes or so added to it, and doesn't really help as much as the one for Batman v Superman did.
I wouldn't know. I didn't watch either of them, I don't think.
Well, I mean, yeah, oh, I forgot one other character, actually, which is fine because the movie forgets about her, too. Karen Fukuhara plays Katana.
Yeah.
Flag's right-hand woman. I would advise not getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of its victims.
Yeah. Apparently so.
Yeah, that's another thing. The exposition in this movie is kind of forced as well.
Yeah, it is. Quite a lot.
You got that, and then you also have the overuse of pop songs in this movie for no reason.
Yeah, I really noticed that this time watching it. It was like a different song, a different popular song, like every few minutes, and although they're good songs, they don't really go with what's happening in the movie.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's a bit on the nose.
Yeah, yeah.
And like you said, they're good songs.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah. Like we see Amanda Waller, we get sympathy for the devil. We see Harley, we get Super Freak. Like, yeah, we get it. Any idiot can see this. I don't mean to be mean. I'm sorry. It's just it's very very on the nose.
Yeah, and yeah. On the nose and a bit too much, really. Too many songs.
Okay. Also, well, let's talk about some things we do like about this movie, though. What about you? What did you like about this movie?
I liked some of the characters and how they worked together. I thought it was fun. I mean, it is a different concept because, I mean, we're used to seeing, superheroes do stuff. And here, the villains get a chance to shine and save the world.
That's another thing, actually. We're told that they're villains and they're doing bad things, but not really. I mean, we don't really get to see them do a whole lot of bad stuff. I mean, we see Boomerang kill his partner in his diamond heist before he gets stopped by Ezra Miller, and then we see Deadshot executing a mob hit on a FBI witness. But other than that, we don't get to see the squad do bad things.
Yeah, because once they're, on the squad, they're focused on their goal.
And now, granted, that this is also a complaint that I have with the sequel as well. We don't get to see a whole lot of them doing bad stuff there either. That's it. I don't really have any buts. I mean, we do see some of them do bad stuff in the movie, but on the whole, not really. Anyways, back to the first one. I mean, really, the only member of the squad who's really allowed to do bad stuff is Captain Boomerang, because at a few points he actually abandons the squad or tries to leave them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does do that.
which he uses to get Slipknot killed. Oh yeah, Slipknot's in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot, but that's okay. So did the movie.
Yeah, he's not in it for very long.
That's a terrible waste of Adam Beach. Like, geez, movie. You have Adam Beach here, and you use him for 2 lines, and then you just blow his head off so that you can demonstrate that the bombs in the head are real.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, I said that there are things I do like, so I am going to talk about them. For one, Harley Quinn's creators, Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, they liked Margot Robbie in the role.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Which, I mean, I do too. She's amazing. John Ostrander, he's one of the writers of the more modern Suicide Squad comics that this movie has taken inspiration for, has approved Viola Davis's Amanda Waller. Which, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are good performances.
Apparently, Will Smith chose to do this over Independence Day Resurgence.
Oh, nice. I guess. I don't know. I have not seen that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie apparently did all of her own stunts in this movie, including all the stuff she did in the elevator and stilettos.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool.
Some of these actors are doing a good job in the role. For instance, Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Viola Davis. I'm silly. Jay Hernandez, Karen Fukuhara, Joel Kinnaman. They're doing good jobs. I don't really have anything wrong with their performances.
Yeah.
Jai Courtney.
Yeah, it's not really the performances that are the problem. It's more just the script and
The story.
the overall story. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's like they're putting all these pop songs in this movie because Guardians of the Galaxy did it, and that was a huge success. Which those songs fit the characters in the scenes better and also more subtly.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was much better done.
Now, there's quite a few scenes in the trailers that just didn't make it into the movie. A lot of them had to do with Jared Leto. A lot of his scenes got cut. And in the film itself, they were edited all sorts of weirdly.
Yeah.
They're putting all sorts of these different Instagram filters and whatnot on them, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of talk about what could have been with this movie. And let's get into this. Quite a few actors were considered for the role of Deadshot.
Okay, like who?
Well, just to name a few: Leonardo DiCaprio, Matthew McConaughey, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Daniel Craig, Johnny Depp, Keanu Reeves, Oscar Isaac, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt. Which Matt Damon would have been funny considering Deadshot gets captured by Batman in this movie, played by Ben Affleck.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
Ewan McGregor, Idris Elba, Robert Pattinson, and Colin Farrell. Which those last couple, Ewan McGregor would later play Black Mask in Birds of Prey. Idris Elba would be in the sequel as Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And then Robert Pattinson and Colin Farrell were, of course, in The Batman as Batman and the Penguin, respectively.
Yep.
The first choice for the role of the Joker was actually Ryan Gosling.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been funny. Also considered were Matt Smith and Mark Strong.
Oh, yeah, that would be. I could see that.
Quite a few actresses were considered for the role of Harley Quinn as well. Emma Roberts, Olivia Thirlby, Rooney Mara, Olivia Wilde, Emma Watson, Emily Browning, Amanda Seyfried. That would have been a great choice.
Yeah.
And Mary Elizabeth Winstead were some of the choices, which Mary Elizabeth Winstead would end up playing Helena Bertinelli, or the Huntress in Birds of Prey, alongside her husband, Ewan McGregor.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, just a lot of these are just what ifs, like who could have played who or whatever. Like, for instance, Oprah Winfrey, Octavia Spencer, and Kerry Washington were considered for the role of Amanda Waller.
Oh, pretty cool.
At different points, other characters were included or were meant to be in the squad, such as Vixen, Blockbuster, Multiplex, And yeah, of course, Captain Boomerang, who ended up being in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know any of those characters, but it's okay.
King Shark was actually considered for the squad instead of Killer Croc, but David Ayer replaced him with Killer Croc because he didn't want to work with an all CGI character. James Gunn, on the other hand, doesn't care.
Yeah. He said, okay, Killer Shark. Wait. King Shark.
King Shark.
King Shark. I got King Shark and Killer Croc mixed up.
Yeah, and look, this I don't hate this movie at all. Like I said, I have a bit of a soft spot for it. I'm just after seeing what we got back in 2021, I don't really need to watch the first one too much anymore.
Yeah. Seeing the new one and what the first one could have been like, yeah, it just kind of makes you disappointed a little bit.
Well, so who was your favorite character in this first one?
It's probably between Harley Quinn or Deadshot.
Yeah, probably same for me too. Like I said, I said I would prefer if we got to see them actually do more bad things. But I mean, the actors are doing a good job, and the characters are likable enough.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, we do see that Harley was an accomplice to the death of Robin. So
in the movie,
yeah, like at the bottom of her like introduction, we see text saying that. Which, I mean, on the one hand, show don't tell, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. So.
You know, it would have been nice to see Joker beat a child to death. That's going to sound really weird out of context.
Yeah.
But, for what this movie is, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not even the worst superhero movie that Jared Leto has ever been in.
That's true.
After watching Morbius, I'd rather watch Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
At least here, there's things to like. You know, there's actually good things and elements of this movie and story. It's not the majority, but there is something to grab hold of and say, okay, that's not bad. I like that. With Morbius, it's just a black hole. Nothing. I don't want any part of this. Get that out of my sight, please.
Yeah. I fell asleep through lots of Morbius, so I don't really remember.
You didn't miss a single thing.
Yeah, I figured.
Now, we're going to get into the second Suicide Squad movie. That's just called The Suicide Squad.
Interesting.
Yeah. We're going to do that right now. Now, The Suicide Squad was James Gunn's first movie that he did with Warner Brothers in DC, directing, because he was a writer on the 2 live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, I do like those movies.
And, well, here's how we came to this point. So, in the late 2010s, which is weird to say.
Yeah.
Some tweets of James Gunn were unearthed from at least a decade prior, where he said some pretty inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It was at the point where the least awful of all those tweets was him blaming Mexicans for his enchilada burning his tongue.
And that was the least awful.
That was the least awful one.
Oh boy.
That one was actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
But a lot of them had to do with making jokes about pedophilia, rape, just a lot of bad stuff. Now, I mean, this is not a hot take at all, but I don't think he should have been fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for that.
I didn't think he was.
He was. Disney fired him.
Did they bring him back?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Look,
what's the point of firing him if you're just going to bring him back?
Well, here's the thing. Disney fired him for PR reasons, okay?
Yeah.
James Gunn pissed off some right-wing blogger about on his feelings about Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And so this blogger, I don't even remember this guy's name, but it doesn't matter. Like The Rock would say, it doesn't matter what his name is.
Okay.
he looked through all of his log of tweets and found those, released them, and said, "Hey, Disney, look at this. Look at the guy you got." He set all this up, and then Disney fired him, which, right after that, Warner Brothers, they got him up and to do the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, as a result of this movie, James Gunn is running the DC movie universe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it worked out well for him.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Plus, he got to go back to Disney. They rehired him so that he could do his Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was his last movie with Marvel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I really wish it wasn't. If it were up to me, which it's unfortunately not.
Yeah.
I know, weird.
I know, it's crazy.
He would be doing both Guardians of the Galaxy and DC movies. I am there for whatever he has to do.
Mm-hmm. I do really like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, for sure.
But back to our present day, this movie was directed and written by James Gunn, and coming back from the first movie, we have Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. That's it. That's all the returners.
I think so.
And we get a cast of newcomers who, some of them don't last very long.
Oh, no. Not long at all.
We get longtime James Gunn collaborator Michael Rooker as Savant.
Yep.
John Ostrander, the Suicide Squad writer I was talking about just a little while ago, also cameos in this movie.
Oh.
He was the guy who put the bomb into Savant.
Oh, okay.
Nathan Fillion, another James Gunn collaborator, comes in as TDK, the detachable kid. His thing is his arms come off and he can control them.
Yeah. Kind of lame, really.
It's funny, though.
It is funny.
Which is kind of funny, though, considering that Nathan Fillion is going to be playing Green Lantern in Gunn's next movie, Superman.
Interesting.
Flula Borg plays Javelin. He's a guy with a javelin.
Yep, that's about it.
Yeah, so apparently before this, Flula Borg was just a YouTuber doing his thing. So if you're listening to this, James Gunn, I'm here.
Yeah.
We're here.
He'll choose you for sure next movie.
Yeah, I can only hope.
Mm-hmm.
Mei Ling Ing plays Mongal. Honestly, she kind of sucks here compared to her comic counterpart. Her comic counterpart, she's the brother of Mongol II, a character who's able to go toe-to-toe with Superman. Here, she dies from a helicopter crash.
Yeah.
Kind of lame.
She's the what?
She's the... what?
You said she's the brother of somebody.
She's the sister of Mongol II. Look,
Okay.
don't worry about
I'm just trying to get the pronouns straight, okay?
You know what? She's a brother, too.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay. That's fine. I was just confused.
Pete Davidson plays Blackguard. Well, he doesn't do much. He just dies.
That's true, yeah. He pretty much gets shot right away.
Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, and also frequent collaborator. This guy puts his friends in all of his movies. He's like Adam Sandler if he made good movies.
Yeah.
Plays Weasel, a weasel creature who killed like 27 children.
Yeah.
And Calendar Man, he's the guy who yells at Polka Dot Man later on. The one who asked him if he could perform for his kid's birthday party.
Oh, yep. I do remember that.
Steve Agee plays John Economos, one of Amanda Waller's Task Force X guys in the chair. He was also the on-set King Shark.
Oh, interesting.
Tanashi Kajisi and Jennifer Holland also play Task Force X butts in chairs.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Holland later went on to marry James Gunn, so now she's going to be in all of his movies.
Yeah, probably.
Idris Elba plays Bloodsport. Initially, when Idris Elba was announced for this cast, people thought he was going to be replacing Will Smith because they think, oh, black guy, got to replace him. Kind of racist.
Yeah.
But instead of playing the black guy with a gun who shoots people, he plays the black guy with a gun who shoots people.
Yeah.
Very different.
Completely different.
But no, I actually really like Bloodsport's whole thing with his nanomachine weapons and suit. It's really cool.
Yeah, he's a really cool character.
John Cena plays Peacemaker, the sort of Captain America archetype in this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Peacemaker, of course, would later get his own show on HBO Max, as well as show up in Mortal Kombat 1 as a guest character. Also played by John Cena still.
Very cool.
Danielle Melchior plays Ratcatcher 2. She uses rats. She can control rats.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool.
And she has her own personal rat, Sebastian, who is just the best boy ever.
Yes, he is.
Didn't know that. D. Bradley Baker does the little rat noises for Sebastian. That's neat.
Huh. That is interesting.
And he's played by two different rats named Sebastian and... no. He's played by two different rats. I'm reading.
Yeah.
He's played by two different rats named Jaws and Crisp Rat.
Very funny. Very good names.
David Dalsmalchian plays Polka Dot Man, and this makes David Dalsmalchian's fourth or fifth comic book role. He plays like a lot of them.
What are some of his roles?
Well, his first role in a movie ever was one of the Joker's henchmen in The Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. Another one was he appeared on Gotham on Fox.
Yeah.
He showed up on The Flash as Abracadabra, a future magician guy. He was in the first two Ant-Man movies as Kurt, one of Scott's friends. Mm-hmm. He also shows up in the third Ant-Man movie, but he didn't play Kurt. He just played someone in the quantum realm. Oh. He also played Calendar Man in the animated Batman The Long Halloween movie.
Oh, okay.
So suffice to say, he likes doing it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Sylvester Stallone plays King Shark, the voice of him at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And honestly, he's really funny here.
Yeah. I like King Shark a lot.
Finally, we have the main human villain of the movie. Well, I lied on both of those fronts. He's not the main human villain. He's one of three, and he's just the most famous one. Peter Capaldi plays the Thinker, the guy who's been experimenting on our real main villain of the movie, Starro the Conqueror.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we also get Taika Waititi as Ratcatcher 2's father, Ratcatcher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's in some flashbacks. Mm-hmm.
And honestly, he's in the scenes that he's in is honestly more heartfelt than the entirety of Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh.
Yeah, you're right though.
Sure. I mean, I know I said I liked that movie before, and I still do to an extent, but let's just say my feelings have changed a bit.
Yeah, that's okay. I understand.
So, The Suicide Squad. This is a lot better.
Yeah, a real improvement from the first one. The characters are much more likable, the relationships are much more believable, and the plot is much more interesting.
It's more interesting. It's easier to follow. Well, not to say that the first one was hard to follow, but this one it's more relaxed, you know?
Yeah. It's easier to engage with and to, keep your attention.
And man, oh man, does that R rating help a lot.
It probably does, honestly.
Like, I'm not saying that gore itself makes a movie, but it made this one a bit. Look, I'm not watching this movie just because it's more violent than the first one. I'm saying that it helps with the story.
Yeah. I think it helps with keeping your attention as well because it's so violent and shocking. You're just like, oh, wow. I want to keep watching this. It's crazy.
It also adds to certain scenes, like for instance, when Peacemaker ends up killing Rick Flag, just the fact that we get to see the shard of porcelain actually puncture Flag's heart, I think adds to it.
Yeah, pretty gross.
Because Flag was a character in the first movie that I didn't love. Like, I thought he was fine enough, but I really liked him in this one.
Yeah. You can tell from just this one character, same character in both movies, but yet much more improved in this one.
And they didn't even do much more to endear him to us. They just have him show up and be likable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of that going around, really. When it comes to our returners like Harley and Boomerang, or some of our new characters like Ratcatcher 2 and Peacemaker, of all characters.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. Peacemaker is my favorite character in this movie. He is both entertaining, and we get to see some real depth with him when he's trying to stop Flag from releasing the evidence of U.S. involvement in the Starro experimentations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll be honest, it's hard for me to choose my favorite character because I like a whole bunch of them this time. I really like King Shark because he's cute. I like the Rat Girl. I like the Polka Dot Guy. I like Bloodsport. I like Peacemaker. I think, that's about all of them.
Any one of those?
Oh, and Harley Quinn.
Of course.
Yeah, I like them all.
Yeah, like that's another point in this movie's favor over the first Suicide Squad. Whereas with the first one, it's easy to tell who your favorite is because really there's not a whole lot to these characters in the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
With this one, I mean, geez, I say Peacemaker is my favorite, but it could have been anyone.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, Bloodsport, Harley, Ratcatcher 2, King Shark, Polka Dot Man. I mean, Amanda Waller is another returner, of course, and she's always awesome. But I don't love her because she's likable. I love her just because
she's unlikable.
She's just evil, and she's doing this for her country, but also she just likes being bad. She's fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the characters are really well done this time. It makes it hard to decide who's your favorite.
And when some of these characters die, outside of most of the opening squad members, because most of them were just there to die.
Yeah.
But still, they still had more character and personality in them than Slipknot did.
That's true, for sure.
Well, except for Blackguard, he's about the same.
Yeah, I think so.
Like even most of them, they still have some likability about them that you just kind of hate to see them go. It's like, oh, well, that sucks. Like when I saw that they were killing Boomerang off, I was like, when I first saw this movie, I was actually upset. Like, why? How?
Yeah, I know. Kind of shocking.
Another point that goes in favor of the violence being upped in this movie, the scene where Peacemaker and Bloodsport just kill a whole camp full of rebels. You know, they were told that these people captured Flag, so kill everyone you see to get Flag back. And it turns out that these were their allies to get the evidence for Project Starfish. It's like, oh, you people.
It's hilarious, even though it's a terrible thing to do, but it's so funny.
Like, they light people on fire, they shoot them, they strangle them. Peacemaker shoots a guy with his wiener out. Bloodsport shoots a table and that brings an electric fan down into a tub that shocks a guy to death. It's all sorts of creativity that these guys are doing just to kill people. It's kind of scary if you saw that happening in real life. But in a movie, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, in a movie, it's fun. So,
and then
these were the good guys that they're killing.
Which the leader of this band of rebels is surprisingly cool about them killing all of her guys. It's like, yeah, she gets a little upset at first, but then she's like, okay, whatever. Let's just get these other guys out.
Yeah, I agree. It seems she forgives them way too fast.
But hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah, if you got a job. You gotta do it. Sorry, I yawned.
That's okay. This movie also covers issues of loneliness and finding purpose, which I think for the time that this movie came out, it was unintentionally a pretty good thing for a lot of people to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the loneliness message.
Now, this movie came out in 2021. It released in theaters and on HBO Max at the same time, so it did not make a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
However, it got pretty good reviews. Just going off the Rotten Tomatoes, which doesn't really matter for whatever. But the first Suicide Squad got a 26% critics rating and a 58% audience score.
Oh boy, that's not very good.
And The Suicide Squad a 90% critic score and an 82% audience score.
Much better.
Yeah. And I mean, it's lucky that this movie did have the critical reaction that it did, because, like I said, it helped James Gunn get a new job with Warner Brothers, working at DC.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, there's some actor shared things with these with the actors and their characters, actually.
Oh yeah.
David Dastmalchian was born with vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've never actually said the word. I've just read it.
Yeah.
So it causes him to have spots appear on his skin in various places, and was even nicknamed Polka Dots as a kid.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Ratcatcher 2 is Portuguese, like her actress.
Nice.
Idris Elba is actually afraid of rats.
So he didn't have to act then.
Viola Davis does too, but she doesn't have to be in as many scenes with rats.
No, yeah.
Which, I mean, I get a weird thing about rats. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like them if they're in my house.
I think they're cute. They can be, but I don't want to mess around with any of those sewer rats.
No, definitely not.
So, John Cena apparently accepted his role without even letting James Gunn finish the pitch.
Oh, he's like, I'll stop you there. I'll take it.
And Pete Davidson agreed to it as soon as he found out that the character he was playing, his real name is Dick Hertz.
That's funny.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I would accept that too. That's funny.
That's pretty funny. That'd be unfortunate if that was your real name, though.
Yeah, that would. Thank God it's not.
Yeah.
Dick Hertz. Oh, I'm secretly a 12-year-old inside.
I know it, but that's okay, I guess.
So another aspect of this movie that I really liked was the different title sequences we get in the movie.
What do you mean by title sequences?
Like when when different things happen at one point after they crash the prison transport truck, we get in the fire spelling out Operation Jotunheim.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Or the roots right above Harley where she's in the pit spelling out her name.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. Just woven into the movie. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty creative how they fit these words into the scenery of the shot.
Now, we criticized the first Suicide Squad for doing, having a bunch of random pop songs just come out of nowhere without any warning, but this one does. Well, I'm personally not sure how some of these songs fit with the characters or the scenes, but they do fit more better.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the songs I've heard, and I don't really recall them. And I'm going to say that's probably a good thing because it was so well interwoven.
It wasn't distracting.
Yeah, it wasn't distracting. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, we do get Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison at the beginning, but I mean, come on, they're in prison. Why not?
I know. What other song are you gonna use?
Now, there's other things that could have been from this movie. Now, Idris Elba was originally cast to replace Will Smith as Deadshot, actually.
Oh,
But they decided to just make him a different character in case Will Smith wanted to return in a future installment.
Yeah, that's smart.
Dave Bautista had discussions for the part of Peacemaker before it went to John Cena. Which, I'm glad it went to John Cena. He is incredible in this role.
Yeah, I think he does really well. And, Dave Bautista's already a superhero or in Marvel, so, let's let John Cena have a turn.
Bautista turned it down because it was due to a filming conflicts with Army of the Dead. So he was working with Zack Snyder at the time.
Army of the Dead?
Yeah. Army of the Dead.
I didn't know he was in that.
Oh, I didn't know you watched Army of the Dead.
Oh. What am I thinking of?
What are you thinking of? Are you thinking of Army of Darkness?
Maybe.
That's a movie from the 90s, sweetheart.
The gears are turning.
You're just looking at me with a deer in headlights look like you're a lost little puppy.
No, I got pregnancy brain. I can't think straight at all anymore, so.
Anymore?
Hey, you watch it. Continue. The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, keep going.
Let's see. Gavin O'Connor was the first choice to direct this movie before James Gunn, and at one point Mel Gibson was actually offered the directing chair. Let's see. Jaime Colette Serra was also approached, but he turned it down so he could do Jungle Cruise. Colette Serra would then go on to do Black Adam.
Oh, okay.
Mel Gibson, Ruben Fleischer, Jonathan Levine, and Daniel Espinosa were also considered to direct it before Gunn was hired. I think they made the right choice with Gunn, but Mel Gibson could have been interesting.
Yeah, that could have been interesting.
Let's see. There's a whole bunch of stuff here and there, but Gunn mentioned a few villains he wanted to bring in to be members of the squad for this movie. He had a whole file folder of potential characters to use.
Oh, wow.
Like, James Gunn, in fact, does not mess around when it comes to his comic books. He's to that what Quentin Tarantino is to movies.
Yeah, he was prepared.
Some characters he wanted to use included Livewire, Punch and Julie, Black Spider, Deathstroke, Man-Bat, Plastique, Chemo, KG Beast, Solomon Grundy, Rainbow Creature, Gunhawk, and Knockout. And then he later stated, albeit not with photos, Bronze Tiger, Killer Frost, and Mr. Freeze were also considered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I bet some of those you don't even know who they are.
Nope. Not a clue.
Katana was originally planned to return, but Karen Fukuhara had her commitment to the boys, so she didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Which, good for her. I feel like she's doing a great job on the boys.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah, The Suicide Squad. It's a whole bunch of fun. It's a barrel of laughs. It's got a lot of great action, a lot of interesting and great characters, and honestly, some parts that might make you cry.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot.
All right, that'll do it for us today. We'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah, see you next time.